Picking up where we left off the last video, we are currently on day 6 and we just found the flashlight. I tried to record what we were saying while I was playing the game, but for some reason my mic wasn't working when I thought it was for the whole 3-hour long gaming session. Anyhow, we were on our way back to base camp and then we ran into a group of the stupid cannibals, as I like to call them. And then I realized Kelvin was following us even though he was supposed to be back at home collecting logs. And then like 4 more of the stupid cannibals showed up, so I ditched Kelvin, hoping he would be enough of a distraction. And then I ran for the hills and did not look back.
A little later.
Now this part's kind of important for later. This helicopter, this is where we get a lot of grenades. And we went home and we kind of regrouped. I made a bow for no apparent reason, because I'm never going to use it. And then we danced in fire and we were on our way to the next adventure. After parkouring down some rocks, we saw this chick standing in the water, and it almost looked like she was waving at us, so we kind of assumed she was friendly. But we were quickly proven wrong when she jumped off a rock and attacked us. So we ran like hell out of there and didn't look back until we hit the coastline. At the coastline, you'll see that raft out there. This is where you get the pistol. So we swam out there, and we couldn't figure out how to get on the raft at first. Eventually, we figured it out. I took some damage in the process, and I wasn't quite sure where that damage came from. But I quickly saw it was from the shark. So on this raft, you'll find flares, MREs, and a pistol. And one of those GPS tracker thingies. Now, we were trying to figure out how to get off the boat without getting eaten alive by a shark. At first we thought flares might distract them. So we were throwing flares out in the water. And I thought it worked because it looked like he was swimming over that direction. So I took my chances and I jumped off the raft. But I ended up jumping directly on the shark's head. So I swam like hell to get out of there. And then coming up on the shoreline, we heard a radio. Which turned out to be this dude with some crates you can loot. He also had some ammo for the pistol we just picked up. So running along the coastline, we're just kind of trying to hit all the markers on the map in the area. And then I realized Kelvin was still following us. I don't know what it is with this guy. He's like a freaking lost puppy dog. It's a love-hate relationship here. There he is, waving at us. He's so innocent, I can't even be angry at him. We came across these coffins that had pretty much nothing but rope and bone in it. But that's kind of nice because I remember in the original forest, bone was hard to come by if you like to play in creative, peaceful mode. So I think that's a cool feature that you can get bones and whatnot without having to kill enemies.
Much later.
Almost to the marker we were after, we came across this little campsite where we looted it and saved our game in case anything happened. So here we are, just kind of scouring the area, looking for the GPS tracker that keeps beeping. We didn't find much other than this unmarked grave here, which I'm presuming you need the shovel for to get access to. But we haven't gotten that far yet, so we'll have to come back to this checkpoint later. Now, we weren't 100% sure if that was it, so we just kind of spent the next couple minutes clearing the area out and checking everything. But that was the only significant item around. And then the local natives chased us out. So we ran back to that campsite where we then slept for the night. Now here I am, just eating my MRE and chugging an energy drink. And then one of the stupid cannibals showed up. So we showed him who was boss. See on my little GPS marker, Kelvin's trying to keep up. And this is where Virginia finally befriended us. Looks like she gave us aloe vera plant. She's such a sweetheart. I don't know why she's full of blood, but... And then again, on our venture to the cave we were going to, it looked like that guy was waving at us, but we're not going to fall for that one again. This cave is where you get the taser gun and rebreather. And here I am, just making a bunch of Molotovs, trying to open up some inventory space and prepare for the war that's about to happen. Now I'm thinking about making a whole separate video of just this clip and kind of like better explaining how to get through the cave. But I will do my best right now. So I found that using grenades is the most effective. And here we are, it's pretty much a straight shot at this point. So just follow the trail through. Now, we noticed the light up ahead, so we kind of figured they were kind of setting up a fight scene. And they were. There's mutants and that, like, I don't know what they call it, a creepy? The one with, like, all the fingers on its face. But I used my boyfriend as a human meat shield. So he went over to pull them while I had grenades ready to throw. The grenades are pretty effective, I feel like. Both of us hardly took like any damage this whole cave. And I do enjoy the sound effect they use for the grenade, how it makes it like where your ears are ringing. I think that's pretty neat. But I do wish the explosion was a little more cool looking, I guess. Because right now it's kind of just a puff of smoke. And I think the explosion needs to be more dramatic. But I do like the sound effect they have going with it. here we are, just kind of skinning them for mutant armor. Which I believe we were able to skin just the regular creepies as well. Or at least some of them we were able to skin. It wasn't only just the finger-faced ones. So that was kind of nice. We managed to get about 4 pieces of mutant armor out of all these bodies, I think. But only one of us was allowed to skin each mutant. We both didn't get a piece of mutant armor out of every body. So we had to kind of split it up between the two of us. Continuing on through the cave, you're going to come to this pile of bones. I'm going to kind of use this as like a landmark in the cave. So just remember this pile of bones here. So keeping straight on the path, you're going to come into another battle. Which I'm trying to conserve my grenades here a little bit, because I didn't have that many left. Another thing we found out on my boyfriend's file, I didn't get a recording of it, but if you have the spear, it's pretty easy to take out those finger-faced ones. You just stab and walk backwards at the same time, and it works really well. Yeah, see, there I am. You can skin the regular cave cannibals. That's just some of the bodies back there wouldn't let us. So that was pretty nice. Continuing straight forward on the trail, you're going to come to this big open room here, and there's going to be a dead guy leaning between some rocks. This is where you can get taser gun ammo and some more grenades. Now if you go left, you're going to come to a dead end. It's going to have some flares, but then if you keep to the right, you're going to find a radio and a laptop. And then just continue on down that hallway. If you see the radio, you're going the right direction. And then up the hall just a little bit past the radio, you're gonna run into some babies. You should remember those from the first game. They're pretty easy to take out. And just past the babies to the left, you're gonna see this guy hanging with the taser gun. And we noticed this like weird cage looking thing with a giant mutant in it. So I threw a grenade to try and blow him up because I was confused by it. But nothing happened. I pretty much threw my grenade into the abyss. We didn't even hear an explosion. Now you're going to want to go all the way back to where that pile of bones is. Just backtrack all the way to the bones. I don't believe there are any more fights in this cave. I think you can get to the rebreather pretty easily from here. So when you get to the bones, you want to take a slight right and go down that pathway. And then just keep following it all the way until you get into that like knee-deep water. And then you're going to come to this big open room and then just stick to the right wall. I know it looks a little confusing on the video because we were just making sure we didn't miss anything, but if you just stick to that right wall, you'll come up to this little area where you have to crouch through a pathway. And then you just go down this ramp, and off to the left at the very bottom, there will be the rebreather. Make sure you don't fall in the water. There is a shark swimming around. Once you get the rebreather and you loot the area, you can kill the shark. I think it took about 3 shots for me to take it out fully. Yeah, 3 shots will kill the shark. Then you're going to want to equip the rebreather and jump in the water. Now when you get in the water, it can be kind of hard to see. So just make sure you're keeping to that left wall. If you keep to the left wall, you'll see a tunnel, and then you just swim through the tunnel. It's pretty much a straight shot. As soon as the lighting gets weird like this and you start seeing like seaweed, that's how you know you're good to swim up, and you can just swim back to the shore. There's Calvin again, still following us. Outrageous. Pretty sure before we left on this journey, I told him to pick up sticks, and he is not doing that. Now we got Virginia here too. And then by nightfall, we finally made it back home. Now, the next video I post of this, I am going to try to have in-game audio recording because I feel like things are more interesting and fun when you can hear what I'm saying in the moment. Anyways, thanks for watching. Where am I? I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm gonna go make some sushi. Make some sushi.